What's up everyone, it's Minnie here, and today I'm going to be talking about what ships I recommend for Clan Battles Season 14, which begins on August 18th and runs through October 4th. Before we get into it, a quick reminder as always, if you like the video, make sure at the end of it to leave a like down below, as well as subscribe to my channel to help me continue to make content for you guys. But let's get into it. So, first thing you guys need to know, obviously with this season, it is 7v7 with tier 6 ships. Rules as follows: no more than 2 CVs, 1 CV and 1 battleship, or 2 battleships per team. The other 5 ships have to be obviously a mix of cruisers and destroyers. Now, beyond that, the only other major thing to note is going into the season, Wargaming has already banned the HSF Graf Spee and the regular Graf Spee, so you're not going to be able to use those. And based off of last season and how they ran bans, I fully expect that they will be gone all season, so don't expect to be running them anytime soon. That being said, let's start at the top and let's talk about CVs. There's really only 2 CVs you should be running in this mode at the start of the season. The Ryu, which is the tier 6 Japanese tech tree CV, great rockets. Its torps are really strong at forcing ships out of smoke, as well as doing a ton of damage when they hit. If you look at them right here and you see the torpedo bombers, 6,500 max damage, and you're dropping 2 of those things, meaning you're getting a potential 13,000 damage. Not going to actually happen, but realistically you're looking at least 8k on cruisers and battleships, which is a nasty chunk. And then you have the AP dive bombers, which with the 5100 max bomb damage, if you land both them, you're looking at 10,000 off a ship potentially. The other one that I'm going to recommend is the Lowenhart. The Lowenhart, of course, being the German tier 6 premium, boasts the AP rockets, which are going to make quick work of cruisers that give you broadside, as well as torpedo bombs that, while slow, they can force ships into unideal lines for them, as well as the HE bombs, which, if you haven't used those HE bombs, those are really good when you learn and practice with them at smacking cruisers and destroyers for large chunks of health quickly. Last time there was a brawl when it was the tier 6 3v3, I ran the Lowenhart exclusively and smashed DDs with it all the time. Ideally though, I will say with those, expect at least one of them to get banned, if not both of them to get banned, and at that point you're probably going to want to switch to the Ranger or the Arc Royale as your backups. Next up, of course, we're going to go to the battleships. Now, I have to say with the battleships before we get started, I don't recommend a battleship this season personally. If you feel comfortable playing one, that's your choice for your clan, but I don't recommend a battleship because of the fact that with teams running 2 CVs, your battleship is going to be so easy for those CVs to double team, and then they're out of the game and you only have a CV to spot now and they're still running 2 CVs on you. So I don't see the double battleship or even the single battleship and CV idea being that effective. If you do run a battleship though, battleship recommendations are going to be very similar to the ones I put out in my bronze recommendations. Best one is going to be probably your Fuso, because of the fact that the Fuso has those strong guns. If we look at the Fuso here in the tech tree, we will of course see that when you look at it, it's boasting the 45,000 health as well as the 356mm guns, but it's got the 6x2, so it's got the 12 gun broadside, which is devastating. Warspite is still going to be my choice with the 380s, because the Warspite, or sorry, pardon me, the 381s, because of the fact that it is so strong and it can overmatch quite a lot of the ships you're going to find. And as a backup, you can always run an Ishmael or a West Virginia 1941 or an Arizona of those if you choose. But realistically, like I said, I think running a battleship is going to put your clan at a disadvantage. Moving down to the cruisers, the cruiser recommendations are going to be, you're going to see a lot of Huang Heis this season. Huang He is going to be a good choice because it's got a really nice AA defense. I mean, 65 at tier 6 is strong, as well as the fact that it comes with torpedoes and it comes with the crawling smoke. The crawling smoke, they're giving it a 90-second action time, means that you can hide for a minute and a half when you need to, and also you have the 4-kilometer hydro you can run to get yourself in close or watch for torps coming from CVs that come onto you. The other ones that I expect to see a lot of, just based off of what we've seen in the past, is I expect to see Perths showing up, because Perths did show up a lot in the last season. You've got that 152mm battery, and once again with the Perth you get the advantage of having the smoke generator for 99 seconds instead of just 90, as well as a 4-kilometer hydro. It does boast a significantly lower AA defense, as you can see, but it's still a strong choice. Besides those two cruisers, the other ones I expect to see most likely is probably twofold. One, do expect the Huanghe to actually get banned at some point, as well as possibly the Perth. I'm anticipating the Huanghe doesn't make it past 2 weeks, because I suspect a lot of clans will be running it. But if they do get banned, your best bet on what you're going to want to switch to is Pensacola's and London's. Pensacola's, of course, have that super strong AP, as well as a good armored bow, which helps them not get overmatched by a lot of the battleships you may face. And then the London, once again, has the advantage of having smoke and a 3-kilometer hydro, which is going to be king, because there's going to be a lot of smoke. So expect to see those cruisers in. A little bit of a dark horse that we might see, I'm starting to hear rumors about, is the Kick-Dune, and I'm sure I'm butchering that. But the Kick-Dune, don't be shocked if we see, because, well, it's got 152mm guns again with an 8.5 second reload. The airstrike's going to be intriguing to see if people want to use it, and it boasts a semi-competent AA defense, especially with the fact that instead of spotting aircraft, you're going to probably take a fighter or such on it. The hydroacoustic search is nice, though the lack of smoke hurts it, but we'll see what happens there. But keep an eye, you might start to see those in it. Finally, we're going to go to the DDs. Now, the DDs, one of the strongest DDs, of course, at tier 6 is going to be the T61. We talked about this on our ranked battles video, but it's got a 4-second reload on its guns, 11.6 kilometer firing range, 2x4 torp tubes with an 8-kilometer range, and of course it comes with the smoke generator as well as the 4-kilometer hydro, which is going to make it a strong choice. I also expect you're going to see a fair amount of French DDs again, just because of the fact that last time we had a clan battle season, we saw a lot of French DDs, because they have, of course, the armor saturation mechanic, which makes them strong, as well as for the Gepard, the smoke. And for the Eagle, of course, comes in, or sorry, pardon me, I mixed those up. The Eagle has the smoke and the Gepard has the main battery reload booster. Expect to see a fair amount of those running around. Final DD I can say I would consider taking out, if one of those gets banned, because it is possible as the meta changes that those are going to get banned, is keep an eye on the Hatsuharu. Hatsuharu, of course, being the Japanese tier 6 gunboat destroyer line, has the 2x3 torps, only 6-kilometer range, but it has the 2x2 127mm. And also with the Hatsuharu, keep an eye on its premium counterpart, basically the Shinonome, which is very similar, except it has more torpedoes and it has 3x2 guns. Those are my recommendations. As always, remember, I always tell people, it doesn't matter what you take if you can't play it competently, especially in clan battles. Better to have people on ships they're comfortable with than try to play a meta strat that you guys aren't prepared for. So while CVs are the way to go, in my opinion, if you guys don't have competent CV players, you're going to hurt yourself more by playing a CV than by just playing 2 battleships. And same with these ships. If you're missing these ships, play what you are comfortable with. That's the best I can suggest, as always. Anyway, that's all I've got today. Like I said, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts on what ships you think we'll see in clan battles, as well as what are the dark horses that are going to show up once bans start to roll in. What are the dark horses? And then make sure to subscribe to the channel to help me keep creating great content. Anyway, this is Minnie, signing off.